I have spoken about this issue too many times to count, but I haven't made a specific video exactly on this. And I think it's something we need to talk about. I know there's going to be some among you that won't unsubscribe as a result of this video. I know some of you don't like change. That is a fact. Human beings fight change. But many of us have accepted what is happening. And that is that legacy auto are being disrupted in a way that has never ever happened before. And here, my friends, is one very, very serious threat to legacy auto. Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Sam Evans. I'm coming to you here from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome to all you new subscribers to the channel. Welcome back to everyone else. 2022 is going to be an amazing year. Big thank you to my Patreon supporters. You've made everything possible. I very much appreciate everything you do. I'll put a link in the description below to our Patreon account. If you want to come on the channel and support us this year in 2022, that would be absolutely sensational. So, what's going on? Well, this may sound like I'm ringing the same old bell, but here's some facts surrounding what I've been saying. Tesla is beating the German automakers on its own turf, even without a gigafactory that is about to open. Now that has to really give the German automakers some serious consideration, and it could be maybe why they've been campaigning to stop Tesla's Gigafactory in Berlin from opening. Don't believe me? Well, there's some fairly good dots to connect, and I did that in a video. I'll put a link in the description below to the video that I made about that happening. So I think there was a few people that unsubscribed after seeing that video, but hey, I think it was fairly objective. So make sure you check that one out if you haven't already. Now, the Electric reports that German auto data for 2021 shows that Tesla is, in fact, objectively beating German automakers on their own turf when it comes to electric cars. That's even without Gigafactory Berlin, which has yet to officially start production. Although I think they've actually started. I'll put a link in the description below to that video I made about that. Should the German automakers actually be scared? Yes, they've admitted that they are. In fact, if they hadn't, then they're fools. Well, at least Volkswagen has certainly admitted that they are, or at least the CEO of Volkswagen, Herbert Diess, has admitted that he is. Anyway. Now, the German auto market was down 10% in 2021 as supply chain issues and broader economic effects from the pandemic are still being felt. Now, that's an excuse that legacy auto have used all over the world, and I'm not buying it. Why? Well, if they're all down, then how is it that all these electric car manufacturers are up? It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, the good news is that electric vehicles are up significantly on the market over the same period. All electric and plug-in vehicles now represent 14% of the market and over 355,000 units for the year. But that number is completely and utterly misleading. Why? Because, let's be honest, looking at January of last year is not a very good indicator to what is really going on in the market. To really know what's going on, we need to look at October, November, and December of last year. And that is where the market in Germany exceeded 30%, a big difference to 14%. 30%, my friends, means that it is over for ICE in Europe. Now, I should mention another fact. Last year in Western Europe, diesel vehicles, which used to be the most popular type of vehicle only a few years ago in Western Europe, were actually outsold by battery-powered vehicles. And that is huge news. Obviously, if you're not from Europe, you probably don't understand the context behind that statement. But if you are, you'll nod your head and say, yep, Viking, you're right about that. Now, the best-selling electric cars last year in Germany were number 1, the Tesla Model 3, number 2, the Volkswagen e-Up, number 3, the Volkswagen ID3, number 4, the Renault Zoe, number 5, the Smart EQ for 2, number 6, the Hyundai Kona Electric, number 7, the Skoda Enyaq Electric, number 8, the Volkswagen ID4, number 9, the Fiat 500e, very cool looking little car by the way, number 10, the very underwhelming now BMW i3. What's my prediction for next year? Well, number one will be the Tesla Model Y. Number two will be the Tesla Model 3. If you want to argue with that, then you just don't understand mathematics, because the reality is that these charts here are more based around the company's ability to supply the cars than the actual quality or performance of said vehicles. Don't get me wrong, the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y are great cars. My point here is that nobody within Europe will be able to compete with Tesla simply because they won't be making enough electric cars to do so. That's what it comes down to. If you want to argue with that, then you're wasting your breath, because that's just reality. Now, every German automaker saw their sales go down, some very significantly in 2021. I mean, if you have a look at Mercedes, then wow, they've got to be worried right now. Volkswagen, their sales declined by 7%. Mercedes, down by 26%. BMW, down by 8%. Audi, down by 15%. Opel, up 11%. By the way, they've been selling electric cars in Germany, so it's worth thinking about that, right? Skoda, down 17%. Ford, down 35%. Hyundai, up 1.5%. And Renault, down 16%. Tesla, on the other hand, was up a staggering 137%, with 39,000 units delivered in the year. That figure is actually quite remarkable when you consider the fact that Tesla has to ship its vehicles from China, where it obviously, you can see now, those of you who didn't believe me, you can now see, right, that Tesla do have a lot of demand in China, and from the US, where Tesla have even more demand than they do in China. So the fact that Tesla actually said, yeah, we're going to take some of these cars away from where we know we can sell them locally, ship them halfway across the world, and still our sales are going to be up by 140% over the last 12 months, would have to make you think, wow, that's actually quite a remarkable result. Now, this is what Fred Lambert has to say about whether the Germans should be worried. I think he makes a good point. He said for years that some giants will fall in the automotive industry's transition to electric vehicles, and I've been saying this as well. For now, I think the Germans are in a better position than the Japanese, but they should still be nervous. The German auto market is big. It's the biggest auto market in Europe, and buyers favor local brands. That's a fact. Now, if the domestic automakers aren't doing well locally, Mercedes-Benz and Audi down 26% and 15% respectively, then that is a real problem, considering the fact that Tesla hasn't even taken this whole market seriously yet until this year. Now, obviously, Tesla will get an enormous boost in Germany once they buy cars, once the locals realize they can buy a made-in-Germany vehicle and the price is lower, things will totally change. Even though Tesla is obviously an American company, there's a lot of German engineering in its cars, especially since the company bought Grohmann Engineering and now with the vehicles being built in the country. Now, Electric claims that Tesla will be one of the top auto brands in Germany by the end of 2023, which would have been inconceivable just a few years ago. Now, I agree, Tesla will be one of the top 6 automakers in Germany. That would require a massive increase in their sales. An increase, I predict, of 8 times versus their previous sales. Why only 8 times? Well, because Germany will be a factory not just for Germans, it will be a factory for everyone around Germany. It will be for the UK, it will be for people in France, it will be for people in Austria, it will be for people in the Netherlands, in Norway, in Denmark, in Sweden, in all of these other countries. So Tesla in Germany won't just be supplying Germans, so therefore that will limit their sales in Germany to some degree. Now, I personally don't think anyone in Germany is going to really care about the fact that Grohmann Engineering is a German company and, they do the robotics they make machinery. Tesla bought them. That's part of the Tesla family now. I really don't think anyone's going to care about that. I think what they're going to care about is the price of the vehicles and, more than anything else, the availability of the vehicles. And this new factory will give Tesla an unprecedented ability to sell cars to Europeans at a lower cost. Now, the other thing worth considering here is the fact that no other automaker has the big advantages I believe Tesla will be bringing online maybe towards the middle of the year in Germany, which will include Tesla's new 4680 battery cells, their structural pack, and their Giga castings. Those 3 things are actually probably a lot more significant than most people are realizing today. Now, let me know if you agree with me in the comment section below. Am I being crazy here? Do I make sense? Will Tesla become a top 5 automaker in Germany over the next 12 months? Is that even possible? I think it is, but let me know what you think. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you again on the next one. Bye-bye.